Viewers, we all know that Bangladesh has pulled out officially from the T20 World Cup. But we'll tell you what forced it, because the Yunus government, along with Bangladesh Cricket Board, has poured water on the World Cup dreams of Bangladeshi cricketers. According to sources, the ICC is expected to replace Bangladesh with Scotland sooner rather than later, after the team refused to travel to India citing security reasons. BCB had sought World Cup T20 matches to be relocated to Sri Lanka, claiming security threat at locations in India. And according to a report on the issue by CricBuzz, there was a meeting that was called to take a final decision on taking part in the World Cup. However, at the meeting, players were briefly allowed to speak and they were in favor of playing the T20 World Cup. However, they were communicated that they will not be allowed to attend the T20 matches, with the government unwilling to change its stand after claiming the ICC had failed to deliver justice. Following the meeting, Nazrul said that Bangladesh would not change its stance and accused the ICC of failing to deliver quote-unquote proper justice, adding that neither the ICC nor the Indian government had taken any meaningful steps to address Bangladesh's specific grievances. And to help us understand what really went down behind curtains, we have Shekhar Vijayan, a sports commentator, joining us live on this broadcast. A very good afternoon to you, Shekhar. Finally, the inside story is out, and the reason for Bangladesh pulling out of T20 World Cup is none other than Yunus's own pressure tactics. How do you look at this, Shekhar? Because the dreams, the World Cup, T20 World Cup dreams of those dozens of cricketers in Bangladesh have been dashed, all because of Yunus's political plot.
Hi, Deepak. Thank you for having me over. See, this entire Bangladesh tamasha has been going on for the last 1 month, and I think this was like a rabbit out of the Pakistani toolkit. I feel, because the way they orchestrated this entire drama after one of their players got moved out of KKR, and now with elections around the corner in Bangladesh, they thought this is the best time to belittle India on the world stage, right? Which actually backfired on them, people. With the fact that no nations are supporting them. ICC has been very clear that Bangladesh has to play the games. If they don't play the games, they'll be replaced by another team, which, like you just mentioned. But I think what's most important is the players have got affected, they've got influenced, and they've got no way to go. Their board is not supporting them. This is what is always going to happen when you mix religion with politics and sports. And that's exactly what Bangladesh has done. Instead of really focusing on the reason why the Hindus were getting killed in Bangladesh, they are focusing on belittling India, showing India in a poor light. And, they thought the World Cup is the best opportunity for them to belittle India, because you've got 12 nations coming in. Everybody's going to be playing in India, Sri Lanka. And this is the best time to show India in poor light. But this backfired on them completely, because nobody is supporting Bangladesh. And as expected, only Pakistan supports them. These are two countries whose credibility is at an all-time low, if not negative, right? And now with this entire incident, with the way they've navigated this incident, they've really shown themselves in very, very, very poor light. They had a great opportunity here for the World Cup where their players could have expressed their talent. And one really feels for the players, because the players have nowhere to go. They have no recourse. The board is not supporting them. The board is on a different level altogether. Whereas the players have got no match practice. They don't know what the is. They don't know where they're going to play. And with the World Cup starting on February 7th, they really don't have any time left.
Right, Shekhar, and this wasn't really about safety, right? This was all about Yunus's ego and also optics. But in the long run, with Bangladesh cricket team pulling out of the T20 World Cup, do you think that their membership with the ICC will be affected because of Yunus's, whims and fancies, the move that he did?
Yeah, see, Deepak, like I said, I think the credibility is hit an all-time low. The ICC will not take to this very lightly. The ICC is obviously going to impose sanctions on them. They've also told them very clearly, if Bangladesh does not play, they'll be replaced by another team. Now, but if Bangladesh does play, which they would play in India, and they will have to play, I think they'll have to also be very careful about how they navigate this from now on. There'll be a lot of pressure on the players, Deepak, because the players have to win, because they have to come back to Bangladesh. That is one. And you're dealing with a nation which is very impulsive. Instead of being a little more strategic, they were very impulsive, and they're paying the price for this now.
And Shekhar Vijayan, from sports point of view, from that particular perspective, do you think this is a dark day for Bangladeshi cricket because politics has superseded their dreams, their ambitions of even lifting the World Cup?
Absolutely, Deepak. See, one has to feel for the players. Deepak, you played cricket, I played cricket. We all know that the players, what they really want is to go out and play on the ground. That's all they want, right? Politics aside, country aside, it's about going out and playing for your nation because you love the country so much. And the World Cup is the biggest stage to do that. Now, at this point of time, the Bangladeshi players are really confused. We have heard, different opinions from different players in the Bangladesh team, from the captain to other players about what they feel about playing. They're not very sure whether they're going to play cricket or not. They're not very sure where the venue is. They're not very sure about their practice facilities. And this is with less than like 2 to 3 weeks to go for the World Cup. This is not an apt preparation for the World Cup. And it's a dark day for Bangladesh. And this is totally Bangladesh's cricket board's fault because they were very impulsive. They really wanted to belittle India. They didn't realize that they are also playing with the ego, or they're playing with somebody like the ICC. ICC is the governing body, and ICC has made it very clear that if you don't play cricket, we would replace you with this other country, which is what they did. So Bangladesh is at fault, and this is purely a dark day. I wouldn't say a dark day. I think it's a day but they need to learn from this and they need to come back. But I think more than anything else, the players are the ones who will be really affected and impacted by this.
That's right, Shekhar. Bottom line is when the governments play cricket, it's the players, their dreams, their ambitions, and their missions that get clean bowled. And this is one such example of how Bangladeshi cricket team has been a victim of politics. Thank you, Shekhar. It's a pleasure speaking to you always.